Lane.
There's your quarterback.
Also for the Bulldogs, he wears number 36, senior captain Rory Ritson. Also for the Bulldogs, he wears number 79, senior captain Destasio Giovanni. And our game captain for tonight for the Bulldogs is number 62, Keon Camillo. And now the team captains for your Norwood Mustangs. He wears number 3, senior captain Matty Mahoney. He wears number 7, senior captain Ryan Keneally. He wears number 52, senior captain Ben Kelly. And he wears number 64, senior captain TJ Wyman.
Good evening, Norwood Mustang fans, and welcome to Murray Field here at Norwood High School. My name's Ed Hickey, and I'm joined by Jim Cady, as usual, and we're here to see the Canton Bulldogs here at another Hockomock League team and see if Norwood can go to 2-0 after a nice win last week over Stoughton. And we don't know a lot about this team, but we know they won 28-0 last week, Jimmy. So they look like they can put some points up on the board.
Yeah, I think they're going to feature their quarterback, the left-handed quarterback, and we'd like to see Norwood play like they did in the first half last week. You know, had some mistakes in the second half. I'm sure they've corrected by now, but it was kind of a shock when the player from the other team got injured. So after that happened, Norwood made some mistakes.
All right, Norwood's going to kick off. All right, so Canton will get the ball. Well, will receive the kickoff here. And number 23 for Norwood goes into it and hits a well, and the ball is free there.
Norwood's recovered that.
Norwood may recover it. I didn't want to say that Canton will have the ball first because The referee is saying that Norwood has recovered the ball.
Yeah, I don't think I think Norwood got to it first.
Boy, that was
Kind of tentative on the Canton player approaching that kickoff, and then there was some spin on the ball.
yeah.
Got
What a
the
great
replay
break
on that.
there, huh? Yeah. So Norwood's going to get the ball on the Bulldog 18-yard line. And Mahoney at quarterback did a pretty fair job last week for the first time as the Norwood quarterback. We'll see how he does tonight and whether they open it up a little bit. They were pretty conservative against Stoughton. He works out of the pistol formation. He has Dwyer behind him here. And Kelly's going to snap it, and they're going to give it to Dwyer, who has a nice hole over the right. Picked up almost 5 there. What do you hear about Mahoney, Jimmy, as far as throwing the ball a little bit more tonight, or do you think they'll...
I think you'll see what we saw last week, mostly predominantly running, but...
I think the problem towards for the Norwood offense in the second half was,
Stoughton adjusted and had nine players on the box.
Right. Again, same formation, but 2 to the left this time, and Mahoney's going to roll to the right, and he's going to try to outrun that defense. But nice play by the
number 6 for Canton. Good set the edge.
They did, and 14 there. I think who was there? A quarterback also, and their captain came up and made that play. Owen Lane. So now it's going to face a 3rd and 7 here on the Bulldog 15-yard line. They'll have Dearborn and Keneally to the left. And a receiver split right in front of the yard markers to the right. Mahoney in the pistol, and he's going to roll to the left this time. He's going to throw, and he's got a man wide open, and it's Dearborn.
Touchdown.
Beautiful pass by Mahoney.
And once again, we saw he rolled to the left and threw it.
They love doing that, and I've talked to some people, and that's their offense. They do it with all their quarterbacks, but he couldn't have thrown a better pass there. So a minute and a half into this game, Norwood has jumped out here, 6-0.
Some more points on off turnovers.
Yeah.
We had that last week.
Papadopoulos, who was 2 for 2 last week. Ball's down, but it gets blocked, and right in the center of the line there. Looked like a little bit of a problem getting the ball down. So the extra point is no good, but Norwood is gifted a quick touchdown, really, here. Looks like we got two of the Mustangs not dressed tonight. Number 17, Noah Moreau, who was also last week not dressed, and number 2, who had quite a bit of playing time, Ty Spooner, is not dressed tonight.
The kicker you're talking about?
All right, and one big addition for Norwood is that Joey Manning, number 87, the senior tight end, is dressed tonight. He had sat out last week. All right, so Norwood's going to kick off again, number 23. And we don't. Oh, that's a good kick there, deep downfield, and it's dropped and picked up around the 5-yard line by the Canton return man. There's a flag down. We see throwing it around the 30-yard line. That was a good kick there by number 23. We're going to have to find out who that might be.
Oh, it's not, you said Papadopoulos, no?
No, Papadopoulos is number 19, and he did kick the extra point. Papadopoulos is a lefty kicker, and number 23 here
23
is a righty kicker.
I don't think we saw him last week.
No, I don't either. I think Papadopoulos kicked off, but that was a good kick. And the penalty is going to push Canton back to their own 11-yard line.
Referee that was farthest from the plate threw that flag.
Yeah. Yeah, but it gets another a break here. And it looks like number 14 is their quarterback here, Owen Lane. We saw him before the game. Jimmy throws the ball pretty nice left. And they're going to have a spread formation, no tight end, and they're going to have, there's a flag down there. And it is illegal procedure. Can't be too happy here. A lot of
Mistakes.
A lot of mistakes.
A
Yeah.
false start is the call against the Bulldogs.
To go out to a first and
That'll bring
15.
up a first.
59 is really big for up front.
Yes, they get a. One thing I noticed before the game, they are much bigger than Howard. And you're absolutely right, Jimmy. This offensive line is big. We'll see, though, there's a inside handoff to the back. There, it looks like Lane is going to run out of a similar set with a back or two on either side of him, and he's going to be in the shotgun. Looks like he's going to be doing what we've done in the past and come over to the sideline to get his call from the head coach. We don't know who that is. He's a big guy. We can't miss him. And this, again, one back there, and he's going to take the handoff. But great play by the Norwood defense. Well, they were right there. Was that number 52, maybe?
Number 28,
Yeah. And was that Ben Kelly?
52 was in on the hit, I know that.
Yeah, number 52, Ben Kelly. It looks like he's playing the defensive right end.
It's crisp night here, no wind to speak of.
Perfect football.
Much better than if we were playing last night.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Looks like there's going to be a screen pass set up. Norwood had the man there, but he broke a tackle and picked up the first down for Canton on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, there's one defender he had to beat, and he did. So
Did. Turned that corner and picked up a first down out to the 27-yard line of Canton. They're going to have two wide receivers to the right and to the left. No tight end, one running back, and he's going to take a quick fake. They're going to try a screen to that outside, but no, it covers it well. That would be not to see who defensive last week. That defensive secondary played a great game. Number of interceptions, right? Number 4, Griffin Kelly had one, and
he had a fumble recovery too.
Yeah, and of course Mahoney had the long one that was called back. Nice play there by the Norwood defense, number 85 there. Again, Rain turned that in, wouldn't let the running back get outside. And,
Nate Sue was in on that also.
Yeah, Sue threw him for a loss. So
This will be from their own 28.
Norwood's going to try to hold them here. It's a 3rd and 9 and see if they can force a punt. Canton's at about their own 27 or 8-yard line. The quarterback's going to fake it, but he didn't fool that middle of the Norwood line, number 56 there. Jared Tinlin, nice play there, and hold him right at the line of scrimmage. So
It's going to be the strength of this Norwood team, I think, is their line play, both sides of the ball.
yeah, I think you're right. I'm a little anxious there. Looks like it might be an offside on 4th and 11. Number 22 back to receive this, Sam Lockey, the sophomore, who had a big play last week when he hustled down on punt coverage and recovered a fumble in that game. I mean, he's back at about the 35-yard line. There's a high shot kick. Lockey's going to come up. He fair catches the ball at about the 37-yard line. Oh, he's got decent field position there.
Yeah, I like the way he comes up, feels the ball. No letting it bounce with him.
He's not a big kid, and he's young. He's just a sophomore, but we were talking last week. He's got some pedigree with his father was a all Ivy League linebacker and is now the defensive coordinator for the Crimson. All right, see if Mahoney again going to come out with the wire, I assume, behind him. The captain for Norwood, number 52, Ben Kelly, over the ball here. It is Mahoney with, out of the pistol with the wire right behind him. Well, signals, and he looks like he's going to draw him offside there, huh? Really?
50. Let's see.
Yeah.
57, I think. Jump.
Yeah. Boy, they've made the Bulldogs have made a number of mistakes here.
Third penalty, maybe fourth.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through the first quarter here. All right, number 88, Jerry Fry comes far to the left, and Dearborn's inside him. Keneally's on the right. The hand, but they fool anybody there, and Dwyer gets met right at the line of scrimmage there.
I wouldn't be running to the left side. I mean, the right side of their line is huge.
Right. Who's that big? Geez,
Luke Laguerre is his name, I believe. 59 for
right.
Canton.
He's a big kid, and 225 at 25. He's a young player too, but big. All right, no gain there, so we get a 2nd and 5 for the Mustang. Kelly, he's got Russo on one side of him, and looks like Sue on the other. There's the guards. Mahoney calls signals and hands again to Dwyer, who makes a nice move and breaks a tackle or two. He's got some real speed, Dwyer. He cuts it back inside, a beautiful move, and goes for a touchdown.
Nice block right at the line of scrimmage, and he's gone. Showed a good burst of speed.
Yeah, 57 yards for Jack Dwyer, Jr. They're gonna stay in here and look to go for 2 here. It looks like perhaps. Yeah. Oh, gets up here 12-0, right at the halfway point of the first quarter.
Canton, I thought number 15 had the only shot at him and dove and missed him.
Yeah, Dwyer cut back and scores the 2nd touchdown here. And Mahoney is staying out there with the offense, so now to attempt a 2-point conversion here. The referees
as we look out at the crooked goal post.
Yeah. All right, Keneally to the right. Number 11 here. No, Connor Curran to the left. And in motion, Keneally. They're going to fake it to him. Mahoney's going to try to roll to the right, and he is. He's going to scamper in. Walks in, yeah. Nice blocking over there on the right.
I think that was Batuka, maybe, number 6.
Yeah, in there.
A nice block on that.
Yeah, it's like number 58 was in there on that play, too, all right? Brandon Santana Ramirez, all right, who was over there on the right-hand side and made a nice block, and he caved that side in, and Mahoney walked right in there to putting all it up 14-0. Boy, no, it looks really crisp tonight, Jimmy, huh?
Yep.
You know.
Looking up to the upcoming games after the first 2 games here at home, the Mustangs travel the next 2. They go to King Philip next week for a big showdown over there Friday night, September the 22nd at 7 p.m. And they head to Medfield on Friday the 29th, also at 7.
There'll be a challenge next week with King Philip. Jeez, this kid does a nice job kicking it. Puts it down inside the 25. And, good coverage for Norwood. Who's that man? 54 here, right? Number 54 for Norwood. Jay Merritt, the junior, was down there and made a nice tackle in the open field.
As luck would have it, 23 is not on our roster, so we'll have to get his name during the halftime.
Yeah, we'll work on that. All right, so with that good coverage, Canton's going to scrimmage from just outside their own 30-yard line. A little confused there on the quarterback's going to go back, lefty, and he's got a man open right in front of the Norwood bench, number 15 for Jalen Thompson. But it was a little overthrown.
Yeah, and Griffin Kelly was closing on it too, so he showed some decent arm strength, the quarterback.
Does.
Canton.
Yeah, that defensive secretary of Kelly, Keneally, Mahoney, and Dearborn played very well last week, and it looks like they maybe tested a bit this week with this lefty thrower. There's a ball over the middle. Looked an in route there for number 5. That'll be Charles Zach, and he missed him coming over the middle there. So Norwood's going to force them to pick up another first down there at the 3rd and 10 here. Right. So they're going to empty the backfield this time. 5 wide receivers. Lane over. Just people moving there again. We try to change that play, Jimmy, but Owen Lane.
Slot receiver was moved a little early also.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 15. This will be from their own
right,
play.
So Norwood can hold here and get that ball back. They've had good success so far on offense. So Lane is by himself. He's going to go straight back. Now he's going to roll. And he threw it, try to hit the man coming back across. Number 8 there, Tyler Kelly. And that was incomplete also. So Lockie's going to go back and
Get another short field out of this.
yeah, he's going to be about his own 40-yard line. Snap will be from the 25 of Canton. We got a whistle here. And, I don't know, what do we got here, Jimmy? They're counting the number of players. I think they're all right. The umpire and the referee agree, and there's a kick sort of off the side of his foot. It's going to land, and it's going to sort of go dead right in front of us here at the Canton 46-yard line. So Norwood's got very nice field position.
High enough, but it had a little backspin on it.
Yeah. So Mahoney in the offense is going to have a chance to tack on more points here at 5:14 left here, and you can see that right on the screen here. Jack Tolman's brought that along so that we don't have to keep reminding people the time, the score, or the down distance. So Mahoney, he's got Keneally behind him now, the senior, number 7. He's going to hand and give it to Keneally, and he's going to struggle just for a yard or two. Nice play by number. Huh?
About a yard on that play.
Yeah, Charles Zach made a nice tackle for the Bulldogs. Keneally had some time as a running back last year as a junior and the year before. We've seen him go back almost 100 yards with a kickoff, I remember, but he's going to get some time in the backfield. They've been using him as a wide receiver quite a bit. We've got Curran right in front of us as a wide receiver replacing Keneally here, who's in the backfield. And Mahoney's going to look deep, and he's got a man.
Oh, nice throw.
Oh, a nice throw. Perfect throw. Yeah, I think he's got Dearborn.
Got the 1 foot in.
Yeah.
Might not have got 2 in, but he got the 1 that he needed.
Yeah. Better than the Patriot guy, Butte.
And that's the first time I've seen Mahoney roll to the right and throw to the right.
That was a nice pass. The defensive back was right there, and he threw it just over his outstretched hand, and for a first down at the 27-yard line of the Bulldogs. So no, it does look like they're opening it up a little, Jimmy, and it certainly looks like Dearborn is going to be Mahoney's favorite receiver here. He's going to be in the slot to the left with Jerry Fry split far to the left here. Again, in the pistol, and they're going to hand. No, he's going to fake it. Fake me out. Oh, is there
Threw a flag.
Right, because Mahoney walks into the end zone, but it looks like there's a flag perhaps against the right side of that Norwood line.
Mahoney showed his speed on that one.
Yeah. I would think a hold, Jimmy, huh?
Sure, it's
Think
coming
so?
back.
Yeah, so they'll knock it off from the 27 on the hold back to the 37, bring up a 1st and 20 for the Mustangs. But that was a nice play. And Mahoney, once he get outside, he's tough because there's not too many going to catch him.
So with the penalty yardage, that'll bring up a 1st and 20 for the Mustangs.
Right, so
And this will be
now we're trying to extend this lead here. Again, Neely's in the backfield behind Mahoney. Got a tailback here to the left, like a wingback here. Mahoney's going to take it and try to go behind him, but he didn't have much room there. And
Slow developing play there.
yes. Yes.
Stopped for a loss by number 14, Owen Lane.
Let's see who that wingback is there. Oh, that's the first time we've seen that.
I want to alert people about breakfast with the Stars, and no, it's not with me and you at Murph's place.
Oh, it isn't. Right.
That promo's coming up soon.
All right, so Curran to the left here. Fry and Dearborn to the right. Mahoney's going to have Keneally right behind him here. 2nd down. He's going to look to the roll to the right, look to the right. He's going to hit him in. Oh, and there's a flag down again.
I don't know if 11 might have pushed off in Norwood.
You think so? Yeah.
I don't know.
Nice pass to Jerry Fry right over the middle. Would have picked up a little more than 10 yards. We'll see what the penalty might be here. No, it's a holding against
Canton.
Canton.
No, it's declining it.
Going to decline it.
Was the call against the Bulldogs?
We'll be able to give you the rest of. So number 56 for Norwood. Yeah, Jared Tinlin. He's at the left tackle, and the right tackle, of course, is one of the captains, the big senior there for Norwood, T.J. Wyman. His dad is the offensive coordinator calling the plays. You were right, Jimmy. They declined it because they picked up about 12 yards on 1st and 2nd and 20. So now it becomes 3rd and about 8 for the Mustangs. I guess this is definitely 2-down territory for them. As a scrimmage here from the 25-yard line. Again, two wide receivers right, one to the left. 2 running backs beside Mahoney to his right. Strong that side. They're going to hand to Keneally. He's going to drive. There's a flag down. Keneally picked up 5 yards when it didn't look like he had much there. But again, a lot of flags here, and it's a hold against Norwood. It's going to be a long game if these guys keep throwing flags every play.
Crowd is a little less than last Friday's, but it is a Thursday, not Friday.
Right, yeah.
I guess due to the referee shortage, they got to play some of these games on Thursday nights.
Right. So that hold will push Norwood back to their own, to the Canton 31-yard line. Repeat the 3rd down again. Let's see whether Kelly come out over the ball here. Looks like the Y is back in, and I think that big wingback is number 20, Max O'Brien, who we saw score a touchdown last week for Norwood. All right, Mahoney in the pistol. He's going to go straight back there. He's got time, and he's going to try to hit Curran, but he was thrown to a little bit to the outside, and Curran couldn't adjust.
Good coverage on that, 29.
Yeah, it was. All right, so now we'll have to go for it, I assume, here on 4th and about 15 or 16 here at the 31.
This will bring up a 4th and 13 for the Mustangs from the
The
Bulldog 31.
McSheehan over there with his chain gang again. Assume Hamway's over there and Reen. They were brought into action last week right away. You know.
Several measurements.
Yeah. All right. Curran to the left. Dearborn and Keneally to the right. Jack Dwyer, who has scored one of the touchdowns here. He's behind Mahoney. Mahoney's going to take the snap. Good snap. And he's going to take a short pass. Dwyer breaks a tackle there and picks up some yardage, but I don't think he's going to be about 8 yards short of a first down. So, no, it couldn't take advantage of that decent field position.
Owen Lane, the quarterback, sniffed that out, but he missed the tackle initially.
Yeah.
He had plenty of help behind him. Oh, it's going to get the ball over. So breakfast with the stars, it is this. Charge up your lightsabers and join the backstage boosters with the New England garrison of the 501st Legion for breakfast with the stars. And we'll get to the rest of that after this play.
All right. All right, so Canton. Lane's going to ride the ball into the line. All with middle of that line. See, number 6 there, Batuka, who we tend to call his name quite a bit. Yeah.
So that continental breakfast where you can get a picture and an autograph with your favorite star on Saturday, September 23rd. There it is there.
Yeah.
I had to read all that when it could have
No,
just
it's right
flashed
there.
it.
Well, for those that can't read or cannot see the
Enter through.
the bad eyes.
I don't want to listen to me.
Right, that too. Number 28 is going to take the handoff here and break some tackles and goes for a first down. Nice run there by Derek McCruz.
That's what Doc Crowley was telling us about their halfback.
Yeah.
One of their stars.
Yeah, we're doing. It seems like the old days, right? I don't know what Mark Hoover's up to, but we got Doc on the mic for the fans here. This is the quarterback. Going to take it over the left side, and it looks like they like that left side.
He says he hasn't been here since 2018, but doesn't seem that
Really?
long.
Yeah. 5 years?
I thought he was here one Thanksgiving, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're getting old, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right, 2nd and 6. The Bulldogs from their 43-yard line. There's the highest snap, and here's number 28 again there, Cruz.
Number 28, Derek McCruz.
Close to a first down, but he needs another couple of yards here. They'll send number 64 in, TJ Wyman here to replace number 54, Jay Merritt.
From the Bulldog 47.
That looks like it's the end of the quarter, Jimmy. I didn't realize that. It was coming up on us.
Yeah,
So,
since it was right in front of us, why would we realize it?
right. So, we're going to take a quick break here with a third down coming for the Bulldogs. Norwood in the lead, 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Sam, hold off on that. Going 21st. Go deep!
All right, Jimmy, we're back. Start the second quarter. And Canton's going to be looking at a 3rd and 2 here. 14 again is their quarterback, Owen Lane, the lefty quarterback. He's got the crews beside him. He's going to take it himself and try to sweep to the right. But Norwood defense did a nice job of turning them in there.
Yeah, they string it out.
Right. Was that Mahoney or Keneally? One of them came up and,
I think O'Brien might have been on that too.
yeah, forced them inside, and the Norwood linebackers were there to stop them for a couple of yard loss here. So now Canton's going to go for it in their own territory for a fourth down. They get a long 3 here. And, they're going to spread it out. They'll have 2 wide receivers to each side here. Scrimmaging from their 45. Oh, they're going to quick kick. Interesting play, and not a bad play. Owen Lane, did he kick that righty?
Yeah, I think he did. I don't know. We don't have the replay tonight, so.
Right. So he throws lefty. He plays, I think he's playing linebacker, quarterback, and he looks like he just quick kicked it righty.
He's an enigma.
Well, that, but he's as talented as you are, Jimmy. Which brings up another whole thing. I'm a little surprised that you were here because I'm sure John Henry has called you now that he's got Bloom.
Oh, there's the replay there.
There it is. All right. You can
We
see
missed
it
it.
was out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So Norwood will take over 1st and 10 there. Dwyer in the backfield there, and he's going to take it, but pick up very little yardage. Huh?
That the ball might have come loose.
Yeah.
Number 9, Jack Dwyer had the carry for the Mustangs. He was stopped by number 70, Ron C.
See, Curran comes out, and Lockheed gets some playing time here.
Brings up a 2nd and 9 for the
Like probably has a wide receiver here, the sophomore. All right, 2nd and 9 here. I would want to bring Lockheed to the right, Keneally over to the left. Okay. With that wing back right behind off the right-hand side. Mahoney's going to see Keneally come at him. And he's through the ball. That might be actually a forward pass, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's a forward pass. It's a pitch to the man in motion, but as it comes forward like that, it's a not a fumble. But that's right. It should be marked back as a 3rd down and
10.
just about 10 yards there. Right. There you go. All right. So, we'll try to
So when play resumes, it will be 3rd and 9.
tried a little trickery there with their man in motion coming and getting that little pitch from Mahoney, but Keneally couldn't handle it. All right, so it looks like maybe Batuka in there to block Jimmy Dwyer behind Mahoney. And we're going to have a timeout for the Bulldogs here.
Timeout, Kids and Bulldogs.
Yeah, to get the latest on what's happening, Norwood News in the town of Norwood, watch Norwood News. Norwood's home for hyper-local news, as opposed to regular local news.
Yeah. Yeah. So, trying to. It's like Doc is trying to run down this number 23 for Norwood.
You got to get to that.
Good kicker for Norwood. Yeah.
His first kick had some English on it.
Yeah, that was the big play.
Recovered by Norwood, yeah.
Yeah, that's been a big play here. You know, last week you were shouting out to Buzzy Curran out there in Arizona and other folks like that. But I want to say hello to Elaine Igo, who watches all the games when she can't be here, of course. She's probably right now the #1 baseball fan of the Mustangs.
She's a fixture at
Yeah,
baseball
so
games.
she's had some medical issues, but she bounced back and she's doing well. And talked to Kevin, and she doesn't miss a play here. So we want to say hello to Elaine this evening. All right, so Keneally's going to go right to left in motion. They're going to fake that. Mahoney's going to roll to the right. He didn't fool anybody with that. And,
Number
Number
3,
5,
nice
Mahoney.
play,
made
huh?
his tackle.
yeah, Charles Zach. He's in on. He's like Bartuka is for us. Seems like he's in a lot of the plays.
Brings up a 4th and 15
So
for
no
the
one's going to have to
Mustangs.
punt. Wyman will be the
Number
snapper.
5, Charles Zach.
And the lefty kicker, Curran, I believe, if we're the same as last week. Oh, geez, he hit. Nice kick. I don't know what was wrong there, but play got blown dead there. Right.
Maybe too many players on
Counting
Canton.
too many in Canton? I don't know. Yeah, could be, but 5-yard penalty, I guess you take it, right? How many you counting, Jimmy? Well, number 58 decides to go off, so I guess
There
it
you go. Ball
was,
minus 1 is 11, I guess.
yeah. Oh, no, it did pick up 5 yards, but still leaves them a 4th down and almost 10. So, number 11 for Norwood, Curran, step into it. It's a nice high kick. All right, that takes a good Norwood bounce and is down by number 5 for Norwood. Liam Mannering.
That was a nice punt, nice and high.
Yep. Coverage and down at the Canton 33-yard line. So the Bulldogs will take over. The defense has controlled them so far.
Either team, other than the first part of the game, Norwood was moving the ball, but
Yeah.
Canton's rebounded. Norwood's been stifling Canton.
Grenham, Bartuka, and O'Brien as your linebackers played strong tonight so far. There's an inside handoff, but that doesn't get to the linebackers even as plays made by number 20 there. O'Brien
Got in their backfield pretty quick from
Right.
his linebacker position.
blitzed in there and made the play.
Stopped by number 68, Pedro de Oliveira for the Mustangs.
So, no gain at all there. See number 57 for Norwood in at the right end, Danny Russo, Jr. All right. Oh, they're going to run the option play there, and the quarterback, Owen Lane, brings it out to about the 35-yard line, but
Very, very little running
Yeah.
room for him today.
not much there. Plays again. Sue and Bartuka there for that play. So, Bulldogs need 8 to pick up a first down, or they'll be forced to punt. I don't think they'd go for it down here. You never know, though. Had some issues punting the ball. Yeah, they're going to empty the backfield. Three to the right, 2 to the left. Going to look that way, and unfortunately, there's a flag and probably an interference because Mahoney's going to take it to the house here. But there was a obvious push by the defensive back for Norwood, not Mahoney.
No, it was the other. It was contact. I don't know if it was deliberate.
Yeah, I would think pass interference that will give the Bulldogs a first down.
See that on replay.
Yeah, see it there, and I don't know if it was even the intended receiver, but Mahoney playing.
Yeah, I think Bartuka was it made contact.
Could be. Yeah. So march off 15 yards and bring the ball just to the other side of midfield into Norwood territory for a first down for Canton. And that's the second pick 6 that Mahoney's lost this year due to penalty. All right. Quarterback looks. Ooh, he gets hit hard by number 55 for Norwood. That's Nate Sue. Who,
Just with his arms.
yeah. That's a sack for the Norwood defense.
Showed his
sack of the
wrestling
day.
skills there.
Yeah.
16 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Owen Lane didn't see him coming. He was looking to his left. Sue circled around.
You see,
Oh, you see him
just,
there.
just a little push in the back. He went
Yeah.
down.
All right, so 2nd and 15 now, back in their own territory. Owen Lane, he's going to give to number 28, who's over the right side, breaking tackles.
He almost broke that.
He is. He's a tough runner, not big. But McCruz Jr. picked up 14 of the 15 that he needs.
Like 3rd and 1, maybe.
This will bring up a 3rd and 3 from the
3rd and
Bulldogs.
3, they're
This will
saying.
be from
I
the
don't know.
42.
Look shorter than
3rd
that.
and 3
It does.
Bulldogs.
It's the shortest 3 yards I've ever seen. All right. Strong to the right, and Owen Lane's going to take it that way, and he doesn't pick it up, but it looks like it could be a
Another
hawk.
flag.
Number 14,
That could have been a
Owen
horse
Lane.
collar, I would think.
Stop by number 6, Drew Bartuca.
Saw worse than that last week in the calls.
Flag on the play.
Yep, a horse collar. So that's going to be a personal foul and pick up a first down for
A horse collar is
Canton.
called against the Mustangs.
down inside their own, inside the Norwood 30. So Canton's going to have a first down on the 27, about halfway through the second
The ball
quarter
goes down
here.
to the Mustangs 27. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Canton Bulldogs.
All right.
The Mustangs 27.
Right, straight back, and he's going to look deep here. He's got a man there.
Oh, I think he got it.
Oh, what a catch by number 5. Yeah. Number 5 there, Charles Zack. Nice pass.
He split
Oh,
the-
wait a second.
Split
Wait a
the two.
second.
Oh, there's another flag. And he's telling him to come back.
Yeah, looks like it's a hold against Canton. So we'll take that. That was a beautiful catch by number 5 there.
It was. He split the two Norwood
Here we can
defenders.
see
You'll
it.
see it.
Oh, it looks like they got pretty good coverage here.
Yeah.
But,
Right between them.
yeah, Keneally couldn't pick up the ball, and number 5 made that grab.
This will be all for naught.
Yep. Push him back to the Norwood 37-yard line. First down. And 20, it looks like. All right.
1st and 20 for the
And a
Bulldogs.
plethora of
Oh,
penalties.
it's been unbelievable. All right, so Owen Lane is going to fake and roll to the left. Now he stops, and he hits a man wide open over the middle.
He got a
Keneally-
good chunk of that back.
Yeah.
About 15 of those back.
Number 14, Owen Lane's pass.
Keneally made a nice
Number
tackle
36,
there.
Rory Ritson.
9,
Rory
Jack
Ritson,
Dwyer
one
is coming
reception
to
for the
play some
Bulldogs.
defense
Pick up a
here.
6, brings up a 2nd and 4.
On both sides of the ball, Dwyer tonight. All right, so 2nd and a long 4. Lane is going to look, and he's got a man coming across, wide open. Good tackle
he lost
there.
the ball.
Huh?
He lost
Did
the
he?
ball.
Let's see.
Looks like a fumble to me. Stole it right out of his hand. What they're
Number
calling.
14,
Yeah.
Owen
Maybe.
Lane's pass is
I don't know. I don't
Might
think
be
he
down.
might. We'll get, maybe we'll see that on a replay. That
Like Dearborn made that, went low and made that
Takes
tackle.
it down
looked
to the
like he
Mustangs
just
6.
ver-
1st and
stole
goal
it out
for
of
the
right here
Bulldogs.
before he went down. He took it out of his hand.
Yeah. Was that Dwyer? In that play? All right, so they're going to be on, they're going to have a timeout here. Looks like Norwood's going to call this timeout on the 6-yard line of
Timeout,
Norwood.
Norwood Mustangs.
Catch their breath.
Yeah. Canton moves quickly here with their play calling.
Both teams actually.
Yeah.
Norwood
Yeah.
stepped it up over last year.
Well, you were mentioning last week, Jim, you picked up on that fact that you're not having the quarterback come to the sideline. They're letting Mahoney many times just call the play. I think, and it's interesting.
Here we go again.
There
on
it
this.
is.
There it is. Before he goes down, the Norwood player has the ball.
Yeah, that was Dwyer stole that ball. Boy, I don't know what he's looking at. He says he's down.
He was up in the air. It looked to me.
Right,
Looked
he
like
wasn't down.
Looked like the Canton running back receiver was
Receiver.
So when play resumes,
Well,
it'll be
I
first
can't
and
say they
goal
didn't.
for the
He didn't
Bulldogs
see it
from
because
number
So
it's
here
just
we go.
right.
He's
and-
up in the air,
Yeah,
and the
his
ball
knee,
is removed from his hands already.
yeah, right in front of him too.
But they're not going to have. There is no challenge this year.
Yeah.
High school, it's
Yeah.
no sense crying over it.
First and goal here. They're going to hand to the Cruz, and he's going to
Close.
drive it down close.
Number 28, Derek McCruz
Yeah.
Jr. had the carry for the Bulldogs.
All right, Canton's going to get right on the ball here. And,
Second
they got a
and
loaded
goal
backfield
for
around
Mustang
lane.
three.
He's going to hand and give it to
Oh.
the Cruz. No, it made good contact, and
Number
they
28,
did keep
Derek
him out of
McCruz
the
Jr.
end
had
zone
the
there.
carry. He was stopped by
Tell
number
who
55,
that was.
Nate
Merritt,
Sue.
maybe? Let him
Maybe.
head on?
The
Or?
ball
Right.
moves down to the Mustang 1 yard line. It will
Right
be
outside
third
the
and
one,
goal
though.
for the Bulldogs from
They're
the
down and
Mustang
goal
1
and see
yard
if
line.
now with that the interior defense has been so good. Was Canton's size here is tough. They got one of those big guys in the backfield too. There goes Owen Lane. He's going to get in.
I think he's in.
He is, yeah. They had that number 58 lined up in the backfield, Jimmy. I mean, whew.
He looked like the fridge.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs touchdown.
Boy. And, Lane found a little room over the left-hand side and got in for the first score of the night for the Bulldogs.
It'll be
They're going to try to kick the extra point here by number 1. Yeah. Lucas Massa. Oh, hold on. There's another flag down there. Looks like they blew that play dead. Well, looks like that may be a penalty on Norwood. It could have been an offsides. But, let's see what the referee has decided here.
Seen a signal, have we?
Lucas Massey's extra point attempt will be
Take
out of
it-
the hold of number 16,
Take
Jack
it
Norton.
from the 3-yard line to the 1.5. And they're going to push it back, perhaps. I think you have an option whether you want to take it on the extra point try or whether you want to add it to the kickoff. A little bit of a discussion here between the line judge and the referee. And it looks like that's what they decided to do. They're going to kick it from the same spot, which will be right inside the 10-yard line, and they'll force the penalty on the kickoff. All right, so snaps down, the kick's up. With a strong leg, and he's good there.
Number 1, Lucas Massey's
So,
extra point attempt is up
They've
and good. So with 3:48
scored their first touchdown on extra point to make it a 14-7 game
14.
with 3:48 here left before halftime.
Decent drive.
Well,
A lot of penalties. A lot
this
of.
game is very uneven because of the amount of penalties. Got to clean that up. I mean, that's. It was funny, last week I was talking to a few of the folks that were on the sticks last week, and they were saying that they thought that Stoughton was actually very well coached last week. The staff did a good job, and you could see there was not as many penalties in that game as there is in this affair tonight. So. All right, so Canton will kick off from their own 45-yard line. Looks like it's Keneally and Lockey, perhaps, inside their 10 and around their own 5 for this kick. Number 11 will kick off. Dylan Cooper. Nice kick, and Keneally's going to come up right around the 10-yard line. He's got a hole over here, and he brings out a nice return out to his own 35-yard line.
by number 28, Eric McClure Jr. When play
So,
resumes, it'll be
this is
first
an
and 10
important
to the North
segment
Mustangs.
here,
This will be from
Jimmy.
their own 35.
Don't want to give the ball back, so you need to pick up a couple of first downs at least, and it'd be nice to even to extend this lead. But
It's a little reminiscent of last week's game when Norwood pretty much dominated the first half,
Right.
but the score started shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties.
Mahoney has Dwyer behind him on a pistol. Kelly's going to snap it. He does, and they're going to turn. There's pivot to Kelly, and he picks up very little yardage, maybe a yard or two over the center of the line there. I tell you, it's going to be tough to run up the middle there with that.
They got two large
Oh,
players,
big
58
kids.
and 59.
Yeah. 58, 59, 70. I mean, they're big up front. And now it's may have a hard time running between the tackles here, but we'll see. All right, second and long 8 for Mahoney. Got Dwyer behind him again. He's going to roll to his left, as he's wont to do. And they're going to throw a pass. It's
he's
complete.
Oh.
Nice play. Dearborn juggled it, but he grabbed it again and took it down on a nice
throw.
in route there. Huh?
Nice throw.
Yeah, Mahoney rolled to his left,
Zip
got
on
rid of
that
it
ball.
just in time.
He takes it all
Dearborn
the way down to the Bulldogs 25.
brought it down to the 26-yard line. Nice
The defender almost stripped him of it or thought he got a hand on it.
Yeah, nice run and catch and run there for the Mustangs. Dearborn has really come into his own this year. He had a little playing time as a sophomore last year, but he looks to be easily their number one favorite receiver of Mahoney.
Yeah, we'll go down there.
They call him signals. Again, Dwyer is going to take it and get met in the backfield there. And, number 6 made that play. His name is Nicholas Crow. He's only a sophomore. And nice tackle there. Take Dwyer for a 3-yard loss there. Driving here after that big pass play at the minute and a half before halftime. See that play there. All right, Mahoney has got 2 to the right, 1 to the left here. And Canton inching up like they're going to come. Mahoney's going to roll to the right a little, and he's going to find Dearborn right on the sideline.
Number 3, Maddie Mahoney's pass is complete.
Making a good combination, these two here.
Yeah. Good. Decent gain there.
Didn't throw nearly this much last week.
No.
Pick up
Like
a 7 on the play.
Yeah,
brings up a
7-yard
third
gain.
and 6 for the
Gonna
Mustangs.
pick up
This will
it's
be for
about
the
a 3rd
Bulldogs,
and 6 or
22.
7
Third and
here
6
for the
Mustangs.
for Mahoney. He does come over to talk to Coach Wyman, who is our offensive coordinator, and looks like the Mustangs going to take a timeout here. We got, you can see there is Norwood huddles around coaches Wyman and Coach Manny Lopes there. And Manny Lopes, of course, is the head coach for the Mustangs. Seth Wyman runs the offense for him. Manny's assisted by his brother Tony Lopes, Dave Bartuca, who is the defensive coordinator along with Manny. Greg Arbogast, who's been here for a number of years and is a special teams coach. Tommy Ellard, who was a fine quarterback at one time and obviously has been working with Maddie Mahoney. Jay Mahaffey, T.J. George, Tim Fitzgerald, and Ronnie Marshalsea, who is not on the sideline. He's in the truck helping us today, too. So that's the Norwood staff.
I don't know if we're going to have a halftime interview or.
I don't know.
Just remind me to turn up the volume.
Yeah. Yeah. So what'd you say to the Red Sox when they called you about that open
Well,
position?
I said I need to have unlimited authorization to spend money, and that was the end of that conversation.
Right.
Because it appears that they've kind of tightened the purse strings over there in
A little
Yorkshire
bit.
Bay.
A little bit, yeah. All right, Mahoney's got 2 wide receivers left and 1 to the right, and he's going to hand up the middle to Dwyer, which tells us that he's setting it up for a 4th down attempt here. Dwyer gets close to a first down, but he needs Mustangs need another 2 yards. All right, clock was running, so Coach Lopes will call a timeout with 20 seconds left here before halftime. Let's see what they can do here. I don't know that they have a field goal kicker, Jimmy. I'm not sure that we haven't seen one yet.
These upcoming games, as you see on the screen, King Philip next week.
Yeah.
Big test for Norwood at King Philip, and then Norwood at Medfield.
Yeah, they start their Tri-Valley season. So this year they started with 3 Hockomock games. And then they'll play 5 games in the Tri-Valley, in the larger division of Tri-Valley. We'll have Medfield on the road, and then we'll be back here, hopefully, against Holliston. And they'll go on the road for a couple of games there against Ashland and visit Johnny Chisholm and the Wolverines of Westwood, and then end their Tri-Valley season with a home game against Hopkinton. And then at that point, we'll see what the record looks like and whether the playoff.
I forgot to say the Johnny Chisholm.
The Johnny Chisholm.
Self-proclaimed best
Right.
athlete ever.
A lot of people feel that way. I mean, one of the greatest soccer players I ever
And-
saw.
He's
Oh, Canton's going
he's kept up that physique all through the years, too.
All right, Canton's
Canton's,
decided once it came out and set up. Yeah, hard to believe Chizzy was such a great striker, they called it, I think. But, yeah, he's turned to football now, and he's the defensive coordinator over there for Pindell. Is that his head coach's name? All right. They got a nice staff over there, and I guess they got a pretty good team, but they decided to try the the Bay State League, and Weymouth beat them last week. I did notice that there was reports that Walpole was pretty strong this year. They went over to King Philip, or King Philip went to them. I'm not sure where the game was played, but King Philip easily took care of Walpole 31-0 last week. Yeah, so
no, it's got
No,
a
it's
tough
got-
task next week.
yeah, they got their hands full. Strong team. Number 4 in the Globe, in the state, in the Globe rankings. All right, Mahoney's going to take it and try to pick up, and I think he's got the first down. He does.
Cut back, but they probably got to get up and spike this. I don't know.
Right,
I don't think
well,
they have timeouts.
Right. The clock is running. It's less than 10 seconds, and Mahoney's going to try to throw a pass. And he's got a guy in the end zone,
He's got
and
it.
he's got it for a touchdown. Nice catch there. Well, Mahoney rolled to his left again.
Oh, was that Dearborn again? I don't
Probably
I think so.
Dearborn. Yeah, everybody's congratulating him. We can't see it. It's way to the
Yeah, it's in the dark side
too
of the
far
end
for
zone.
us, but Mahoney threw a nice pass there to Dearborn.
Nothing left on the clock either.
No, last play of the half. So Papadopoulos here will attempt to extend this lead. And he is good this time. So Norwood
Eked the throw. That was a low kick.
he takes advantage of the long pass play to Dearborn, and he catches a touchdown pass.
Mahoney's having a nice
heck
half.
of it.
Both him
Right.
and Dearborn, his favorite
Yeah.
receiver.
All right, so on a big play there on the last play of the half, Norwood has extended their lead to 21-7, and they'll receive the since Canton kicked off there, they're going to receive to get that ball at the beginning of the half. So, the second half. So, I don't know if we're in action here, Jimmy. Probably not, huh?
We'll have to keep an eye on the coach. See
Well,
where he goes.
that's true. They let Coach Lopes go down, talk to his team. Obviously, they want to talk after that last play. And we'll be back for the second half and perhaps an interview with Coach Lopes just before the second half kickoff. But until then, we'll take a quick break and remind you, Knowledge has jumped into a 21-7 lead.
Canton Bulldog Cheer Squad.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a woman, show me how you do. I wanna tuck down in the cloud with you. Hey, I heard you were wild one, wild one.
Like crazy, foolish, stupid, probably go around this pumping music. I might lose it, glass to the roof, how we lose it. I don't care tonight, you don't care, we like almost there, the right vibe, ready to get live, ain't no surprise, take me so high, jumping those highs, surfing the crowd, come on, same, come on.
All right, everyone, let's welcome the Norwood Mustang Cheer Squad.
My favorite athlete of all time is Money Manziel. My favorite pregame meal is just a classic PB&J. And my favorite pump-up song is Stay by Rihanna.
My favorite athlete of all time is Lionel Messi. My favorite pregame meal is PB&J. And my favorite song would be Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson.
My favorite athlete is Jordy Nelson. My favorite pregame meal is Chipotle. My favorite pump-up song is Run This Town.
My favorite athlete of all time is Joey Chestnut. My favorite pregame meal is chicken parm, and my favorite pump-up song is Loud and Heavy.
My favorite athlete of all time is Happy Gilmore. My favorite pregame meal is peanut butter jelly sandwich. My favorite pump-up song is Love Song by Rihanna.
My favorite athlete of all time is Marcus Mariota. My favorite pregame meal is chicken and rice. And my favorite pump-up song is Ready by Lil Baby.
My favorite athlete of all time is DeMar DeRozan. My favorite pregame meal is KFC. And my favorite pump-up song is Invincible by Pop Smoke.
My favorite athlete of all time is Jameson Williams. My favorite pregame meal is a turkey sandwich, and my favorite pump-up song is Foggy Dew.
My favorite athlete of all time is John Cena. My favorite pregame meal is Panda Express. My favorite pump-up song is Another Love.
My favorite athlete of all time is Damian Lillard. My favorite pregame meal is pasta. And my favorite pump-up song is Dame Lillard by OT720.
My favorite athlete of all time is Tiger Woods. My favorite pregame meal is a roast beef sandwich, and my favorite pump-up song is On Site.
My favorite athlete of all time is Nick Chubb. My favorite pregame meal is KFC. My favorite pump-up song is Go by OTJ.
My favorite athlete of all time is Khabib Nurmagomedov. My favorite pregame meal is KFC. My favorite pump-up song is Down to Sickness.
My favorite athlete of all time is Patrice Bergeron. My favorite pregame meal is frozen pizza. And my favorite pump-up song is Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. My favorite athlete of all time is probably Rafa Silva. My favorite pregame meal would be peanut butter and jelly, I think. And then favorite pump-up song would be The Way to Dreams.
My favorite athlete is LeBron James. My favorite pregame meal is KFC. And my favorite pump-up song is Cocoa Butter Kisses.
My favorite athlete is Nate Sue. My favorite pregame meal is Jersey Mike's, and my favorite pump-up song is the national anthem.
Number 22, Sam Lockey, and number 7, Ryan Keneally are deep for the Mustangs.
All right, Jimmy, we're back. Big score on the last play of the half, so...
yeah, that was big. No time left. Very impressed with Mahoney's throwing the ball this first half.
Improved 1,000%, I think, over last week. He's been right on the money tonight. All right. The low kick, and Keneally's going to come up at about the 15-yard line. He's got a nice return down the right side, and the kicker has to get him. But Norwood's got nice field position, a yard or two into the Bulldogs' territory.
Yeah, nice return there.
He's got some speed.
He outran a lot of his blockers.
Yeah. Ryan Keneally got banged up last year, and it hurt him in both football and it lingered.
He goes right at the mark right there. O'Brien, it looked like, set him free.
He doesn't, I'll tell you, what you got to like about him, there's no hesitation. Fine. He looks for a hole and he hits it hard. All right, so now first and 10 in Canton territory here. Only looks like he's got O'Brien behind him here. He's going to take the handoff. Get back for a shot game.
Is that his first carry today, O'Brien?
I think so.
He had one last week. He got a touchdown.
Got the touchdown. He scored the first touchdown of the year for the Mustangs. Yeah, very little game there. What do you think? Do you think Norwood will continue to throw it?
I think they're going to have to. It's so big up front. Canton. Haven't had much luck running the ball.
All right, so Dwyer is in the slot here inside of Keneally. The other one's to the left here in this setup here. And there's a snap that Mahoney looks long.
Oh,
He's
nice
got Dearborn. Beautiful catch by Dearborn.
Oh, he just outworked the other defender there and just stole it from him.
Right, what do they call that? High point in the ball there? Yeah. Beautiful catch. And a well-thrown ball by Mahoney again, right? Caught it at about the 20-yard line, and the defender had lost his footing.
I'm sure we'll see another look of this.
I hope so.
There it is here.
There you can see it. Nice catch.
He went up, and the defender just didn't have the height to compete with him.
Jogged into the end zone, and Papadopoulos adds the extra point. So
I know in years past we've been the victim of that. Some tall receivers have victimized us in
you're
the
right.
past. I want to say Westwood one. Westwood receiver from last year.
Well, Dearborn has been spectacular tonight, and that is after just over a minute, slightly over a minute. Now it has extended to a 28-7 lead.
So we have new information on the kicker for Norwood, Carson Oliveira. He's a freshman. So
Good kicker, I tell you. He's hit the ball well tonight. He's going to kick from his own 40. Geez, he has a nice kick down to the 15. Norwood covers again.
that's number 23, not on your roster, but I'm sure he'll be on there next week.
Yeah, number 54 there made that play, though. Nice tackle by Jay Merritt. He looks like he's the guy that you're going to love, because I know you like those guys that cover kicks like that.
Right ahead of midsection injury on him coming off the field.
Yeah. I bet you'll be back in there, though. All right. First down for the Bulldogs from their own 32-yard line. And Lane gives off and gets nothing there with number 64 and number 57 for Norwood.
Russo, huh? Danny Russo.
Danny Russo.
Stood him up.
Yeah, the junior. Number 64 was in on that, T.J. Wyman, who's...
Is he a wrestler, too?
I don't know.
Is.
I don't know. I noticed that Wyman's playing a little more. I didn't notice him as much last week. Of course, he plays every offensive play, and he snaps the ball for the Mustangs, but he's in on the defense quite a bit tonight.
Coach Lopes is trying to get away from both ways. Too many players. He's got a core group that he uses both ways.
Yes. Mahoney hardly ever comes out, and Keneally, of course. All right, so Norwood, Canton has a big third down, and about 4 to go. And if Norwood stop them here and get that ball back, they could really do some damage here. So the lefty quarterback's going to have two to the left, and he's going to hit the man for a first down, number 8. Nice pass there by Tyler Kelly. Slot, he picked up the first down at their own 46-yard line.
Big drive here for Canton. Unless this game's going to get out of hand, if they have to give it away.
There's a handoff inside, and a little scat back, number 28 there. Cruz has a nice gain, picked up almost the first time. Looked like he got about 9 there. O'Brien comes out, number 12 for Norwood. Chris Grenham in at the linebacker position. All right, so 2nd and 1 in Norwood territory now. Number 14, Owen Lane, is going to take the handoff, and he's going to look quickly. And
that's not interference there.
Sure didn't look like
Going
interference.
for the ball.
I mean, the whatchamacallit didn't even look for it, the receiver. The flag is down again.
Oh, they're saying ineligible downfield?
Eligible
is
man
it?
downfield, yeah. So it had nothing to do with the pass play. It was how the line, I guess, how they were lined up. And, what's that? Only a 5-yard penalty. And, 5-yard penalty in the high school football. So it's 2nd and 6 for Lane. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw, and he's got a man that's
Nice
open.
play.
Keneally.
Keneally separated him from the ball.
Well,
if it was uncontested, the receiver would have caught it, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, so 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs. Venom comes out and O'Brien back in. They look like they back and forth on in the linebacker position. So Canton's going to have 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. No tight end. And, Lane has got some pressure. Now he throws. The ball is low and well covered there by Mahoney.
Almost had that.
Yeah. So, going to bring up a 4th down right at midfield for Canton. Lockie's going to come in.
Looks like they're going to punt, but I'd watch for this one.
Right, Lockie's going to come in to receive a punt. But yeah, I think you're right, Jimmy. They've gone for a similar situation. But no, he kicks a low line drive. Lockie's going to handle it at about the 15. He's going to a nice, decent return out beyond the 25-yard line by Sam Lockie.
Number 22, Sam Lockie, handler return.
Now we got a minute. We'll tune into Norwood News every week for the sports update produced by NCM's Ronnie Marshalsea. Updates and highlights from all Norwood High teams on a weekly basis, only on Sports Update.
Yeah, I mean, some of the other teams are in action, and I hear that the field hockey team is doing pretty well. So, I don't know about soccer. I'm not up to date with that, unfortunately. All right, Drew Bartuka looks like in as a fullback to block here. I'd like to pick up some first down. Mahoney's going to take it. He doesn't get much. That big defensive line there wraps them up, and when they do, they're big, strong kids, so that Mahoney is brought down after a short gain of 2.5 for 3 yards. That's it. Be nice if Norwood could run the ball a little here, Jimmy. Take some time off the clock, but
I don't want to see a quarterback getting injured in this game. Just
no,
by him running the ball.
No, King
He's
Phillips.
a tough kid, though. But
yeah. All right, Kelly out as the center over the ball. Dearborn's going to come to the right. Now it's got 2 wide receivers to the left in front of the Canton bench. Mahoney waits and he looks. He's going deep, and he's got Dwyer, who was the wide receiver to the far side of the field on the left.
Hit him right in stride. In other cases, it seems he wanted the ball more than the defender.
Nice catch, though, by Dwyer, and a well-thrown ball, too. I don't know that Mahoney's thrown a poor ball all night. He's been right on the money.
Defender right on him.
Yeah. So now it picks up a first down into Canton territory at the Canton 40-yard line. We got Keneally back in, and we got Keneally and Dwyer to the right and Dearborn to the left. Again, Mahoney, it looks like he's got O'Brien behind him with Bartuka as a blocking back in front of him. And he's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to drive for a decent gain, and we got a flag down over there right in front of the Canton bench.
Number 3, Matty Mahoney with the ball.
A little option play, kept it.
See what that
holding it looks like against
Norwood. Hold there. So, not a bad crowd though, Jimmy. I think you're right. Not quite as much as last week, but not a bad crowd at all.
Less on the Canton side.
Garum down there. They got their cheerleaders, and we don't see the Norwood cheerleaders much over here. We thought it was a hold on Norwood, but now it looks like they're trying to explain to the Canton coach. There's been a little confusion here. The referee is going to take a little bit of time to explain exactly what's going on. We know that it was a first down run by Mahoney. He had rode the back into the line, O'Brien, and followed him there and had a decent 5 or 6 yard gain. But the flag, I think only one flag came out, so it makes sense that it was whatever the initial call was. The referee is walking over towards the Norwood sideline and to the side judge to explain.
Little confusion here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we got NCM Sports Talk coming up later this month. The next episode of NCM Sports Talk is airing, featuring an interview with former Norwood High football player, current Endicott football player, Brian Matea. Shane Delamere sat down with him to talk about his high school career and how he's getting ready for the fall season. Only on NCM Sports Talk.
Well, remember him and what was the other tailback there? What a pair.
Yeah, they both had a 1,000-yard season.
Tremendous. Well, they finally figured it out that they marked it off, and so Mahoney, and we get another flag. These guys just don't want to keep their flags in their pocket.
I think the only place open for me will be Taco Bell after this game.
Right. I would think that the umpire threw it, so probably another holding call. No, it was first down and 11 at the 41-yard line of Canton. It looks like they're going to accept this. We'll put Norwood back into Norwood.
Speaking of that, Endicott football team, didn't they go pretty far in the Division III playoffs last year?
I don't know.
I think Everett Knowlton's son was on the team.
Everett, I know.
From Everett's Buff and stuff.
Yep.
Free promo.
All right, still first down and about 30 now for Norwood. Try 2 wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. All right, Mahoney is going to take the snap. He's going to look deep. He's got Dwyer, and Dwyer somehow finds the ball and gets down to about the 5-yard line there.
Yep.
About a 50-yard gain there for Norwood.
Yeah. Dwyer outfought him again. The other outfought the Canton player.
Well, he seemed to know.
Might have pushed off, but
he seemed to know where the ball was, and the defender
wasn't looking back.
Right. So at the 6-yard line, Norwood's going to have a first and goal here.
Yeah, Mahoney's lights out. He's probably approaching 200 yards in the air.
I'd say so. All right, O'Brien behind him here. See if Norwood's going to try to run it in here. And Mahoney's going to take it himself and try to get around the corner to the right.
Yeah, he hit the pylon.
I think he is. Is he in?
Yep,
Yeah.
he is.
The side judge there sees him hit that pylon. You're right, Jimmy. He stretched it out and scores the Norwood's 5th touchdown of the night.
Does NCM have a pylon camera like NBC?
Well, if they don't,
Probably not.
Jack Tolman will have one next.
I think he
next
will.
year.
So you can see, boom, right there on the pylon.
Kiki was right on that.
Might be seeing some.
Right, and the kick is good by
spare players coming in. I think.
Yeah,
might see
Papadopoulos.
some kids get a chance to play in this game. 35-7. Norwood.
Well, you called it, Jimmy. You said you had a talk with Tony Lopes, and he thought there would be a fairly easy win here, and it certainly seems that way.
Yeah.
You know?
He watched the film, and he was pretty confident pre-game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Norwood's played well, and Mahoney has really taken a step forward in his passing game, so it gives Norwood
It's been more of a drop back, straight back this game rather than rolling out on every play.
Yeah. All right, Oliveira is going to kick off from his own 40. And Canton receivers are down about the 15-yard line, and they're going to...
Another good kick.
Yeah, he's going to drive it down to about the 14-yard line, right up the middle. Number 4, we see in on that tackle.
Griffin
Kelly. Yeah, Griffin Kelly, number 44 for Norwood. Kevin Roach, the young sophomore, in on that. And number 32, Thomas Lynch, a senior, too. Well, I think you're right, Jimmy. I think we'll start to see some liberal substitution for the Mustangs. It's 4:29 to go here before in the third quarter.
Maybe give Mahoney a little rest on defense or something.
The same group back there. You got Dearborn and Kelly at the cornerbacks, and Mahoney and Keneally at deep backs. And when they spread out like this, O'Brien comes out to cover. And going to have a quarterback keeper over the left side, and number 59 there. I think that's Danny Russo. No, I'm sorry. 57 is Russo.
Another
That's
flag.
Vinny.
Another flag here.
Vinny Lopez made that tackle.
Illegal procedure.
Was it illegal procedure? Yeah, moved too quick. So Norwood will take that penalty and push him back 5 yards inside the 30-yard line. All right, so first down for Canton here. And, empty backfield. And he's going to look and throw. And
picked off.
Mahoney comes over from his safety position and makes that interception. It looks like
close fast
right
on that ball.
Right in front of the Norwood bench. I don't know that there's any doubt about that. So Mahoney is going to give his offense a good field position here in Canton territory at the 45-yard line. Yeah, Mahoney's a ball hawk. What did he have, 8 interceptions that sophomore year? I mean,
something like that.
All like that, too. He played that safety position, and he just had a nose for the ball.
I mean, the ball wasn't thrown very hard, but kind of died, but he was right on top of it.
All right, so we'll have O'Brien as a sort of flanker to the left and Dwyer behind him here. He's going to give it to Dwyer, who gets wrapped up in the backfield there. That defensive front is tough to run against, but when Mahoney has had time, and he's had good time tonight, he's picked apart that defensive secondary.
Well, he has not been sacked, to my recollection.
No, I don't think so either. All right, no gain there, so with 4 minutes in the clock running, Norwood, I think, would like to run the ball a bit, but they've had difficulty doing that against that big defensive front of Canton's, but they had no trouble throwing the ball here. All right, so Mahoney's got, again, out of the pistol, got to Wire. Long count. He's going to throw a quick pass to Dearborn. Dearborn's going to elude one tackler and pick up about 5 yards.
Dearborn kind of limping off the field a bit.
Maybe a Charlie horse there a bit on the tackle. Take a seat over there on the bench.
He's had a great night.
Yeah.
Combining with Mahoney.
So third and a long 6 here, looks like, for the Mustangs. Number 85 in for Norwood. Dan Reen as a slot man replacing Dearborn. Mahoney again has Dwyer behind him. He's going to fake, and then he's going to take it. And he's got a first down, and he's outside.
He's gone.
He's got one man to beat, and he's dragged out to just short of the goal line down there.
Yeah, and showed his burst of speed on that.
Yeah, nice fake to Dwyer, and was able to get outside. And about a 40-yard run down to about the 2-yard line of Canton. You can see the replay here. Once he gets outside, he turns that corner. And
tightrope down the sideline.
Just fails to get in there.
It's at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, 2. Dwyer is going to be in the backfield with them, and Brian offset to the right there. All right, so Mahoney's long count. He's going to run it over to the right. He gets hit hard. But does he drive in? He does. Mahoney's in. He kept his legs going. Was met right around the 1-yard line, but he had good momentum and put his head down. And, boy, Tony Lopes was right on the money to you, Jimmy. This is a easy win for Norwood.
Dighton Rehoboth wasn't a true measure of it.
All right, Caden Sheehan's holding for Papadopoulos. Lyman will snap. Good snap. Kicks up. Did he miss it? Looks like he missed it. He pulled it a little to the right there. So, Norwood will take a 41-7 lead here with 2 minutes left before the end of the third quarter. And now we're challenged a little here because it's always a little harder when the anticipation of some new bodies in the game here. So,
you would think Mahoney be given a rest at some point soon.
Yeah.
Unless you have to. I'm sure he doesn't want to come out,
but you're right. You'd hate to see after a game like this. You'd hate to see him get nicked up before King Philip. Jeez, this kid kicks it right down. He's right at the 10-yard line this time. And a nice kick by Oliveria. And is that Dwyer down there making the first hit?
And impressive freshman.
Huh? Yeah.
Freshman kicker.
All right. So Dwyer was down there to cover, and Liam Mannering made the nice tackle, though. And Canton would take over about their own 27-yard line. And you're right, Jimmy. Mannering in for Mahoney and Keneally. And see, Lockie is a sophomore out there. Run up the middle by Canton. Number 28, their good tailback there. The Cruz. See 44 coming in for O'Brien there. That's sophomore Kevin Roach.
I'd start running this clock. I don't know. The coaches have to agree, I think.
Do they? Yeah. And is it enough? Is it just the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
All right. It's an inside
I don't
fake.
know. Last year, a couple of years ago, we might have been running it in the third quarter.
Yeah. All right, so Matty Banks is in there in the defensive backfield. And number 12, Chris Grenham again at linebacker.
Rochi's in there.
Yeah, Rochi at the linebacker position. So we get some of the younger kids. Some of them, Griffin Kelly, of course, starter. He remains out there. He's a junior. All right, there's another flag.
2 men in motion at the same time.
Yeah, but the umpire threw that flag, and I imagine it's a 5-yard walk-off here to make it 1st and 15. I think number 58 for Norwood is in, Brandon Santana Ramirez. He's a senior, defensive end. Yeah. Notice that Bartuca stays in. He calls the defensive signals as his father and Manny Lopes send him in. Sam Lockey's in at the left cornerback position. Hand to DeCruz again, who picks up pretty much the yardage of the penalty there. It's 54, your man Jay Merritt, who's terrific on...
very active.
Yeah.
Number 99 coming off.
99, Zach Joseph. Zach's brother had a great year last year. Yeah, it was. I didn't see that. Another flag. So it's 1st and 20, actually. Now they've pushed him back 2 5-yard penalties there, looks like. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout here for the Bulldogs. Coach is not happy with the
official.
I don't know if he's not with the official.
Or his players.
His players, I think, as much as anything. He's got his quarterback over there, his captain, Owen Lane, and we've got a half a minute here before the end of the third quarter. And remind you, it's leading 41-7.
We haven't got our roster of who's working for NCM tonight, have we?
Well, we know Kiki Thatcher is on replay, and we know that Ronnie Marshalsea is doing the producing and the director today. We do see that Megan Staffia Corbett is down there. She's on the field there with Timmy Rose, who's got the handheld camera down there right on the field. And I think I saw one of the O'Donnell boys, I don't know if it was Patrick, going up on the roof here. All right, Lane back to throw, and he escapes once, and he completes to number 36. With number 5, Mannering comes up along with Kelly to make the tackle.
Probably do it for the third quarter. No, we're dominating this quarter.
Yeah, only under 10 seconds left, and the quarterback comes into the huddle, but I don't think they're going to. No, they won't get this off. So at the 49-yard line, the Bulldogs will have a second down, and we're going to take a break here as we have the end of the third quarter. And Norwood has extended that lead with 3 more scores in the third quarter to go ahead 41-7. So we're going to take a quick break before the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we'll be right back with the action here at Murray Field. All right, we're back. 2nd and 5 for the Bulldogs. They're at their own 49-yard line. And, of course, their quarterback remains Owen Lane, and he's going to take the ball and pick up a first down. All right. Griffin Kelly made that tackle in the secondary. You see that Norwood has made a number of changes, but Drew Bartuka continues in at the middle linebacker spot. So Canton has the first down at the Norwood 38, and they're going to run a play, but number 54.
Merritt was right on.
Yeah, Jay Merritt, he was in.
The ball carrier slipped as well.
Yeah, I think he would have wrapped him up right there, but that was a 4-yard loss, thanks to Jay Merritt. See, number 85 there for Norwood is Dan Reen. He's playing the defensive left end here for Norwood. All right, they're going to hand to number 6 here for Canton, and he gets ridden down right in front of his bench after about a 5-yard gain. Doesn't look like it's a necessarily running time, Jimmy, I don't think. Yeah. All right, 55 comes out. Nate Sue and Zach Joseph in the middle of that line for Norwood. Big junior, number 99. Right, third down. Oh, they're going to fumble. Norwood was right there. They should have recovered it, did they? Number 85 looked like he was right there, and he did. Nice play there, Danny Reen. No?
No,
Didn't?
he's calling it dead, I guess.
I don't know how that happened. I mean, that was, we could see that pretty obviously that
Seemed to be out before.
right, down. Yeah, it looked like they missed the handoff there, and Reen was waiting right there. It fell right at his feet. Anyway, it's a 4th and 7 for Canton. The clock runs with 9.5 minutes left. Lane straight back, and he looks. His receiver fell down, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, number 15 for Canton.
Yeah, Jalen
Fell
Thompson.
Fell down as he was cutting.
Yeah. So Norwood defense has turned it over to the offense, and we're going to see probably some new players here.
Who's going to be the quarterback?
Who will be the quarterback here? But it looks like it might be number 16. That would be the sophomore, Caden Sheehan. Coach Lopes is trying to get his offense on the field, but I imagine there'll be a number of substitutions here. Number 85, Reen, looks like he'd be going in as one of the ends.
Change it. The clock is running to change of possession.
It is.
The coaches must have.
Yep. Sam Lockey comes out, and Caden Sheehan's going to see his first varsity action. Of course, right?
Cheerleader took a spill over there.
Really? Well, it looks like it might have been too much time there for Norwood, so they're going to be pushed back 5 yards. Of course, Caden's father is on the yardstick over there. So, Sheehan, who's a good athlete, plays 3 sports here at Norwood, and he's going to be in the pistol here, take his first varsity snap. He takes it, he's going to hand, and it'll be a short gain up to about the 30-yard line. Of course, the Sheehan family is well known in football terms here. His 3 older brothers were all captains. Chris, Connor, and Casey last year. So that would be something if Caden progresses and he would to be a captain his senior year. Has there ever been 4 captains? Yes. Now, come on now. You know this.
Colin Tony.
That's right. Colin Tony family had 4 boys, all captains at Norwood. And the first pass by Caden, looking for Joe Saratori there, his sophomore classmate. It's a little wide.
The good ones might have had 3, did they?
No, Timmy wasn't. It was 3 with another family, though.
Shaughnessy's?
No. Well, maybe. You might be right about that. I'm not sure, but I do know that the Falcons, all 3, Brian first, Johnny, and then Paul, of course, is the captain on the Super Bowl winning team of Tom Lambs. All right, Caden's in the pistol, and he's going to hand. And number 28, it looks like, for Norwood, Matty Banks, the junior. Throw that up to about the 30-yard line, just across the 30, and that we're going to bring up a 4th down. And Norwood will probably punt, and they will. They'll send Curran. See, Wyman comes out to do the snapping.
Canton had a lot of their starters still in there. I don't know. The
Yeah.
quarterback's still playing defense.
All right, it's a snap. Curran gets a good boot out of there. Number 11 comes up and makes the, is that Merritt again? I think he is. That is. And look at, he's got the ball, too.
He looks like I don't know, Slater on steroids.
Oh, it's unbelievable, this kid. I mean, he's down there and like nothing, and he makes the tackle. It seems like every play on these special teams.
He's a junior, right?
Yeah,
so
Jay
look
Merritt.
forward to him coming back next year.
Yeah, it's been terrific tonight. I mean, we've had a lot of good players tonight, but I know you enjoy And you like my old partner, Joe Curran used to love the special teams kids and always wanted to mention them.
I see Michael Dujour, sophomores in cornerback.
Well, there's a run by number 6 for a first down for Canton down to the 30-yard line. Yeah. All right, number 21 there for Norwood. Damian Lynn is in the game, and as is number 84 for Norwood, Joe Serratori. 15 for Norwood. Dujour, your man just came out. That's good to get all the rest of these kids in the game.
This is one of Norwood's biggest margins of victory.
Oh, I would say so, sure. All right, so they have number 11, Dylan Cooper, in the game at quarterback, and number 6 takes the handoff and loses his. Nicholas Crow loses his footing there. Now we got number 75, who unfortunately we don't have on our list, but perhaps, what do you think? Maybe another freshman that they dressed tonight?
Could be,
yeah. He's a big, tall kid, number 75. We don't know exactly who he is, but all right, there's a handoff to number 4 for Canton. And Roachy comes up, all right, 44 there. Kevin Roach made a nice tackle there from his linebacker position. Looks like number 62 is calling the Patrick O'Brien, a senior, is in at middle linebacker replacing Drew Bartuk, and he's calling the defensive signals for the Mustangs. All right, 2 minutes here to go, and number 16 bounces it outside, but Norwood does a good job there. I think that was Joseph, and number 62, Patrick O'Brien made that tackle after a short gain. All right, so it's like most of the Canton folks are their reserves also here. They're going to have a snap, and number 4 is going to take it. He breaks one tackle, but he's good play there, wrapped up well by the.
And there's a host of
tackles. Looks like could be number 32, Thomas Lynch, that made that tackle, form tackle. Very nice play there by Thomas Lynch.
I think Mr. Yusevich trademarked that phrase.
He did, I think. Yeah, I believe so. Still see George around.
See him at the funeral home.
Yeah, he looks great. All right, there's a pass. Oh, just out of the reach of the intended receiver. We had Kevin Roach, though, right there to make that tackle.
Time's winding down. Running time.
Yeah, running time here in the fourth quarter. 4th and 8.
Totally impressed by Mahoney and his receiving cause. Every loose ball, contested ball came away in Norwood's hands.
Yeah, they're going to, they're going to have to be able to throw it against some of these teams that are going to be slightly bigger than them. My guess would be that Hopkinton and Ashland are usually big teams. It pretends that they should have a good passing attack. All right, the Canton quarterback back, and he throws a short pass. It's going to be picked off. All right, nice interception there by Norwood on the tip ball. Is
Still
that
going?
Yeah, nice
Number
return.
5, I believe.
Number 5, Liam Mannering grabs that. Huh?
Yep.
Liam Mannering, the senior defensive back. Nice interception and even a better run back there. Out about a 25-yard return there for Mannering.
This will probably be the last play we'll get to see.
Maybe not. They may not even run a play here, huh? You know.
No, they're coming towards the sideline.
Right. And he's not going to try to rub it in any way. You know. Does a good coach. Does a good job coaching. That's going to be it
line it
as
up.
we run it down. They're already lining it up, even though there's still a few seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Norwood there, Keneally will lead, and Wyman, the captains, will lead that team out. And we see that the team. One good thing, Jimmy, too, is that with that big game coming up next week, it looked like they were pretty healthy here. Didn't see anybody come off, and only two. Looked like there was only two people that didn't dress. Although I did know that Joey Manning, who had some time last year and dressed tonight, did look like he did not play.
Yeah.
There's our crew there that we want to thank. Ronnie Marshalsea, like I said, the director. Kiki Thaxter, the replay man. We got Mike O'Donnell. I know he's upstairs there. Brian Gagliard is on the camera. Michaela Brown. Timmy Rose was taking Jack Tolman's place today. He was on the handheld camera down below. And Megan Corbett was making sure that he knew where he was going. So
Key grip, that's a new.
Yeah, we haven't.
I've seen that on TV before.
We haven't worked with Megan for a while, but remember her from years ago as one of the best, and still with the NCM. Of course, it was NPA in those days. But I want to thank all those guys. They did a great job. Pretty good job today. Who? Us? Timmy is. All right.
So we'll be signing off.
We're going to sign off. We're going to let this go.
There's going to be an interview with the coach, I believe, so stay tuned.
Right. We're not sure. We can hang here for a minute and mention that the final score was 41-7. Of course, that didn't take long to take that down. I think maybe we should have left it there for a while to have such a impressive win. But what did you think the key was, Jim?
Oh, the key was the throwing game. It wasn't featured much last week. That was the key right there. I mean, and the defense, as usual, played a strong game.
Yeah. We didn't mention this before, but as we sit here, just the two of us with this other fellow over here, but Mike Crowley was on the mic tonight. I mean, they brought him out of retirement. God knows how much they had to pay him to do this. All the years, and he said that 5 years, it's hard to believe. Of course, he did it for about 30 years up here, I think, right?
Yeah, he got a steady hand.
But good to see Doc Crowley back, and he's one of the best at Norwood High School, and his program there is unmatched here. So now it looks like they're going to have they will be having an interview with the star quarterback and captain, Matt Mahoney. So they won't need us, I think,
Right.
Jimmy.
Time to go home.
Right.
Time
So
to
we're
go to
gonna
Taco
leave.
Bell.
Right. So again, thanks to the NCM crew. We'll be back in 3 weeks, Holliston, I think. We're going to go on the road and see the crew is one more time. I want to thank Ronnie Marshalsea. He did a great job as our director, and all the folks on the camera. And thank you to Kiki Thaxter, who makes our job easy by giving us a chance to look at the replays. So have a good night, folks. We'll see you in 3 weeks. Again, a big win for the Mustangs. They go to 2-0 with a 41-7 victory here at Norwood.